Okay, guys. Now, thanks for everyone who turned up today. As I said, I hope I'll be able to give you a lot of food for thought. Right. So, this is what I'll be looking at: how you get properties, how you get money, how just how you move forward. You know. So the first thing we're looking at now, guys, is this. My goal for you today is this. This is my goal for you today. My goal for you today is to share my knowledge to reduce the number of people making similar mistakes in the future. Because there's so many things that I've done over the years. If someone had told me about it, then I wouldn't have made the same mistake. For example, I remember I had £60 in a trade, 60,000 pounds in a trading account, and I moved the 60,000 pounds all the way up to 200 and something thousand pounds, and I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have a clue. I made 14,000 pounds in 2 weeks, and I was like, oh my god, I'm king. And then I'd sold this property and I sourced some funds. And then I basically say, okay, right, let's stick all of it in. When I saw 200 and odd thousand pounds in my trading account, I was like, whoa, what am I gonna do? You know, how many properties I'm gonna buy. And then the Central Bank of Europe, Mario Draghi, came out and he said some stuff. And trust me, for whatever reason, I give an example of how I did it. This was stocks. This wasn't the Forex market. And what I did was I basically I say let me give you an example. Thomas Cook. I bought Thomas Cook for 18 pence. I bought them at about 30,000 pounds worth of shares. Right now, Thomas Cook went up to 36 pence. Right, and then when Thomas Cook went up to 36 pence, that was like nearly 60,000 pounds there in my trading account just for Thomas Cook alone. But anyway, Thomas Cook had some issues. The Central Bank of Europe, Mario Draghi, said a few stuff. There was some G8 summit. Everything collapsed that weekend. When I look from 200,000, I saw 40 something thousand. But what I didn't understand was the fact that I owned these stocks. So what did I do? I had stop loss in place, wipe out all of these things. So I end up losing 20K out of the 60 I had. So ultimately, if I had the knowledge, then I wouldn't have made that mistake. Definitely would have made that mistake. So, my goal today is to share my knowledge to reduce a number of people making similar mistakes in the future. Now, the next bit here is that, guys, what are our dreams? What are our goals? And this is something I say to people right now. Every single 6 weeks to 8 weeks, I'm on a plane because, and since this pandemic, I haven't had a chance to review my goals. But you've got to set something in a way that you, because for me, I'm not going to review my goals and targets if I'm not, if I'm not like forced to do it. And you've got to find that space that's going to compel you to write your goals, to write your objectives from your goals. For your goals, you're going to set outcomes, and these outcomes, how are you going to achieve these outcomes? And these outcomes that you've got, right, how are you going to do them? What are you going to do to achieve them? And then what you're going to do, you're going to red, amber, green them. And that's what I've been doing. I've been red, amber, green in all, my outcomes. Now, for example, if I've achieved some, and this is when I'm on the airplane, this is what I'm doing. I'm looking at it because those 6 hours or 8 hours, whatever time, how much time I'm traveling for, and I'm on it and I'm sitting there and I'm saying, okay, this is an X. I didn't achieve it. I didn't even do it. This is a question mark. It's partially achieved. This is a tick. I've achieved this one. I remember, for example, this was 4 years ago. I said, I'm going to set up my own charity. My charity will be the Altruism Club. Now, what the Altruism Club, it's about people helping other people without expecting anything in return. Not that you're going to give people, just like that, because this is what my friend said. The person who was my mentor when I was in Jamaica. He said to me, look, it's easy to teach a man how to fish than give him a fish every day. You'll always be coming back for more fish. Okay. Now, you've got to think about work and invest. Okay. Once you've set those goals and the outcomes and how you're going to achieve them, and you reevaluate and you try again and you go again. Okay. Now, so here we go. So first thing we need is knowledge. As I was telling you, I didn't have any about trading, but yet still I was trading. I was just lucky at the start. You've got to look for opportunities, but you've got to take massive action. Okay. No. So try to change, right? Try to change that change. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of us are conditioned. Remember, I can give it this as an example. I remember when growing up, every single time I said, you know what, because I'm someone who, I'm not an introvert. I'm someone who is an extrovert, but basically, where everything that's in my head, sometimes I talk about it, and sometimes people say, don't talk about your dreams, but if you choose the right people to talk about your dreams around, they can talk about stuff and share ideas and sometimes uplift you. Now, anyway, every time I said, look, I want to achieve this, the person, if God spare life or something negative or this, that, and the other. So it's been a lifetime of conditioning. So what you've actually got to do is to recondition your brain, recondition your subconscious mind. So therefore you will think differently. And that's one of the key to success. No matter what I did, I just couldn't, no matter how I knew how to do stuff, I just couldn't achieve at it because a lifetime of negative conditioning. And that's what something that we call classical conditioning. Now, knowing and not doing is the same as not knowing. It's really important. We've got to literally reprogram our brain. Now, one of the things I did NLP courses. This is called neuro-linguistic programming. I had to sort of reprogram my brain. For example, when I'm thinking, it's easy for camel to enter the eye of an eagle and a rich man into the kingdom of heaven, something like that. So the rich person, guys, look, whoever said money can't buy happiness just didn't know where to shop. And that's, one of the things I've always thought about. If you know how to use money and you're not just a lover of it, because if I didn't have money, I wouldn't have been able to go on holiday and to do the stuff I want to do or the stuff that are important to me. Now, what really did it for me were these two books, right? So I did a course, neuro-linguistic programming course that helps to reprogram our mindset. Then I also did and then also I read this book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, this is what he sort of explained. He said, look, whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve, right? Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. And that's exactly, right? And then we go on to Rich Dad, Poor Dad, where in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that book, right? It was about, assets and liability. For example, a car is a liability. Of course, I want to drive a pretty car, I must say. So that's one of the liabilities that I'm going to have to deal with. Right, next one. Okay, guys, now this is where we are now. Let's come into the teaching now. Remember, guys, the first part of it was just to tell you how you can get that brain of yours programmed in the right way, doing the right things, going in the right direction. Because it doesn't matter, guys. For a lot of us, we were told negative stuff. Don't touch that. Don't touch this. Don't do this. So as a result, we think, no, don't. I'll give you an example. I remember once I got a really good deal on a property, right? I got a really good deal on a property, and this person, I know this person for a while. This property was going for 400 and I think £430,000. I had at least access to £60,000, and I just asked two of my friends. I said, look, I showed them the place. I said, look, this is a pub. It's a pub upstairs, downstairs, plus three other singles, what we call those bungalow properties for 400K, looking at roughly £6,000 a month. And I asked the two of my friends, I said, look, man, let's come into this, man. And I said, all you've got to do is release equity from your property. But guess what? They were scared. And sometimes, guys, in life, you're going to have to take risks. I didn't get through with that property, but I'm saying sometimes in life, guys, you've got to take risks. But of course, that's to be measured risk. If I'd gone in and used my 100,000, of course, and I didn't get through and I lost that money, it would be me alone, of course. But then sometimes you'll have to take risks. I couldn't afford it on my own at the time. But I'm saying, guys, you're going to have to take risks at some point if you want to make money. Money is not just going to come like that. But of course, it has to be measured risk. Okay. Now, let's come on to this now. So what is Forex trading? Now, you can trade anywhere in the world. All you need is the internet connection. You can make money. So, for example, this is the DAX. The DAX has been going up, up, up till we had that pandemic business with the coronavirus. Then the market sold off. And look, the DAX has been running up. Now, one of the reasons why this market keeps on going up, this is what we call the DAX index, the NASDAQ, this is the DAX, the NASDAQ. Now, this, right, it's like, it's made up of, like, for example, Facebook, PayPal, Microsoft, Amazon, right? And those are recession proof in terms of pandemic proof. Everybody needs item. These are all the technology stocks in this index. Okay, the NASDAQ. So basically, what trading is, what Forex trading is about selling when the market is going down, buying when the market is going up. So it doesn't matter, recession or no recession, you still can be making money, but with the right strategy in mind. And also another thing as well, guys, look, every time you are going on holiday and you go to the currency exchange or the travel place, right? Every time you go to these places, you're actually involved and contributing to the Forex market because there's an exchange. For example, you're going to Europe, they're not going to take the pound. So what you do, you change a pound for euro. I'm going to Jamaica. I can't spend, Jamaican dollars there, pounds there. So what I do, I have to exchange it, right? Get Jamaican dollars. But then if I try to take the Jamaican dollars and buy back the pound, sometimes it's so expensive, you end up losing. So it's just about making sure you know what you're doing to recover some of that money. So what is Forex trading? You have total control over your risk reward. How much money you're going to risk per trade, you've got control over it. You can make an extra income, something on the side. No boss, no boundaries on the amount of profit you can make. Forex is recession proof, coronavirus proof. You can do it anywhere in the world, right? Anytime. Now, the only thing I'd noticed though, when I went to Disneyland, Florida, I think was last year before. And for some reason, I wasn't able to log into my trading account. So I'm not sure if but I know in America, you can't trade Forex. There are only 2 companies that are allowed. In America, you're not allowed to have leverage as well. Okay, so, and this is like, it's at least $1 trillion traded each day, every day in the Forex market. 1 trillion. I don't need a trillion. I just need a bit of it, enough just to keep me going. I don't need a trillion, So anyway, now what I've got now, guys, is the Forex signals. Now, some people, and been consistently saying, Marlon, what about signals? And I say, okay, then I'll give you free Forex signals if you basically sign up with the company that I'm with. Now, why am I able to give away Forex signals for free? These signals for free is because I get commission from that broker, right? So when you place a trade, for example, they would normally charge you a spread of, say, 2 pips. Now, instead of they taking the 2 pips, they'll give me 1 and they take 1, because that's what they pay to get in, right? So that's all. So that's the reason why I say, look, I can't be giving you the signal and the signal is so good for free. So, that's you paying me back in return. Now, one thing I'm going to say as well, if you're going to be using or taking signals from anyone, even from me or anybody else, and if you try the signal, you see that signal works, then you've got to take all of them. You can't take 1 today and take 1 tomorrow, but my signals are usually at 10 p.m. at night, because that's the time I'm an end of day trader. I am not one who can go into the market on and off and on and off. I don't work like that. I like consistency, and also I like it when everything is calm and everybody is just relaxing. I want to be in that relaxed state when I'm trading. I'm already hyperactive, so I can't deal with the whole hyperaction in the daytime when the market is all over the place. Right? You can demo it first. I want your business, so I'm going to be giving you the best signals to your WhatsApp. So I do it. I send, I create a WhatsApp group. You join to the WhatsApp group, and you get these signals. Now, let me just show you some evidence of my my trading results. Okay, so this is my trading results here, right, guys? Now here, April there, I made 27% in that one. Now I'm managing people's money. This is the first month I started managing these people money on the 5th of this month. Their accounts are up 7.8%. These are my results that I've been getting, so 29%, 2.68%, and so on. So it's going well. This one is, this guy contacted me. He said he has got a few £100,000 accounts that you would like me to trade. So he said I need to get this up to 12%. Once I get to 12%, I'll be qualified. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. So I've been working on trying to get this account up to 12%. Once I get it up to 12%, and this drawdown here, that's less than 12%, then basically he'll give me a number of £100,000. If you would like more information about how you can get involved in this, then you can always share that. You know, you can ask me. I'll share that one for free. You know, right? Let's get back to this now. So, right. So what I'm going to do now is to show you how you would actually take a trade. So let me show you how you could take a trade now. Okay, right. Yeah. So if you were to take the trade, right? Say for example, I told you, I give you a value and I said, look, you're going to sell. I give you this value here and say that bit you're going to sell at 1.0664, right? And you're going to put a stop loss there. Okay, that's a stop loss, meaning that if the market, I'm telling you to sell, so I'm expecting this market to go down, right? I'm telling to sell, so if this market go down, it's going to go in that direction, right? Now, if the market doesn't, if these candles don't go down, but continues up, right, then you're going to be stopped out there. Then I'm going to tell you as well where you're going to put your target. Say I say you're going to put your target there, okay? So what you're going to do, you right click on your chart, right? You right click on the chart and you click sell, okay? So that's it there. Then you hover over it till you see that vertical line. You right click again, and then you click modify. And then what you do now, because these numbers you will see, okay? So we go into, and there are two ways of doing it, guys, right? I'm going to show you another way of doing it as well. So because I'm selling, I'm going to be pressing my stop loss to be above, okay? And then I'm looking for my take profit to be below because I'm selling, okay? Right, so that's it. So what I've done now, I'm just going to pull this. I'm going to drag this. So what's going to happen here, this client would get, if the market comes on and come to this point, then we're looking at making a profit of £33.86. Now, this is how much I'm risking. If I said you're going to put a stop loss there, the risk there is £14. So I'm risking £15. I'm risking £15 to make